getting those things through. So, but they still say that we got a chance. And fingers across, legs across, toes across. I would cross my ears if I could, because I am so ready, and I know you guys are so ready for this thing to get up and going. And so, part of the thing is they want to make sure that they can get all the issues corrected, and so that's what they're doing. And I truly want them to get all the issues corrected, because I want once we launch, I just don't want any issues once we launch. And I know we won't always be perfect. Eventually, something else is going to happen. It always does. But we want to launch, and we want it to be a sound, solid launch with all things working the way they're supposed to. And although I don't like having to wait, I'm willing to wait for the length of time we need to wait to make sure it's done right, guys. That's what's most important to me. So I also want to point out a couple of things that I think is important for you to know. I had a chance again to speak with Ash, and I talked to him about the registration process once we launch, and how it's going to work. And he explained to me that the way the IT team has set it up, what will happen is someone goes to your link. However they get there, you can say, here's my link, go there, join. Or you can have an advertisement running, and they can see the link, and they go to that link, and they join. What will happen is when they go to that link and they join, then the process will expect, the activation, and you activate by making a $35 donation. And so let's say a person that already has a Bitcoin wallet with Bitcoin in it will go there, and they will fill out the form, click add to the matrix. Then it's going to have a payment thing pop up, and they go through the payment process, and once that's completed, they hit join the matrix, and they'll be placed on the matrix. Now let's say that they go there and say they don't realize there's this thing called Bitcoin. And I know that in America that could possibly happen. Most people that I've talked to that we have in other countries, they are aware of cryptocurrency. They are aware of Bitcoin. They've been dealing in that currency for a while, and most of them are aware. But let's say that they go there no matter where they live and they're not aware. They will fill out the form. It will capture their form information. Then they will go to that part where they have to activate. And if they can activate by paying their donation because they don't have the cryptocurrency because they didn't know about it, then they actually will be placed in a holding tank. And at that point, then they can be contacted by the person whose link that they went through, and that person then will be able to either do one of two things. That person will then personally contact them and say, hey, Susan, this is Fred. Hey, listen, I see that you made an attempt to join us, and I want to kind of share with you what our process is. And then you can have that conversation. Or for a few people I know that have automated systems, when that happens, then you could just set up another automated system or a process where that person then will receive from you an email, and this email will explain, it may be a video or whatever that will explain the process. Now, I've been told by Ash that there will be various videos and things in that back office. I don't know whether that will happen automatically as soon as we start accepting the donations or over the course of a couple of days later. But I've been told that there will be audios and videos that will explain the process of joining. We'll see about that part. But some people will adapt to that process by having a series of audios or videos that will be sent to those people and say, hey, listen, check this out, and this is what you do, and it'll explain that process. So, we're trying to figure out how best to help everybody who wants to be a part of what we're doing. And because we're trailblazers right now, everybody's trying to, we're figuring it out and working it as we move through the process, so that the process becomes seamless as time goes on. It becomes easier and better for everybody involved. That's what being trailblazers is all about. You find the holes and the problems and you fix those and you make it easier for other people. Right now we have people who are in a database, and I normally don't even share this because normally it's really not important in my mind. But we have people in the database, and I mentioned waszupp, the first company, as I explained this earlier. We talked about the original company. That original company's name was waszupp Global. We have a database there, waszupp Global, that are a list of people who are looking to become a part of what we're doing with crowdfunding. And so those people, just about all of them know about cryptocurrency, understand Bitcoin. They already have wallets and Bitcoin in the wallets because they've been dealing with that for years now. And they're waiting once we launch. They're waiting to come into this program. And so many of you who are in now will have much of that spillover coming in as part of your teams at some point. So, that's kind of where we are. Like I said, we're expecting this back office to update any day now. I mean, we're just waiting for it to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. And I know there's some of you guys who have had some issues with your back office. Guys, look, these issues that you're having, whatever you've got that's slowing you down and stopping you, it's also slowing me down and it's stopping me. And so, and I say me, but I'm also talking for Ricky, and even there's some issues with the other team, which is Mark and Blaine over there. So your issues are our issues, and although that we know that some of those issues are maybe a week old or 2 weeks old, what is happening is the company has decided, and they did this several days ago. They decided that rather than trying to correct every single issue that came up, because a lot of the issues that have come up have been people issues. They've been, I forgot my password, can you reset it? I forgot my username, can you reset it? I enrolled Johnny and I forgot to tell, a lot of those are individual people issues, and those problems, every time they take someone away from working on the site to correct that problem, they slow down the site. And so they had to make a choice of let's fix the problem so that when this part of the website is fixed, then people will be able to reset their own username. They'll be able to reset their own password. They'll be able to do whatever they need to do. And so they stopped working on those issues so that they could focus on creating that foundational program issue, fixing that foundational issue, so we could take care of our own, and I don't want to say superficial issues, because it's not really superficial. It's important to us. It's actually, some of this is critical to us, because if we can't get in our back office or we can't see a leg or whatever the case is, I mean, it's really important. So they made that call, and after those conversations over the last 2 days, and being told that, guys, we'll have this up any day now, we're just working frantically over here, because ultimately everything that you send me and I send to them, you see, I get it from my whole leg. I get all the issues and all the concerns, as well I should. Ricky gets it from his whole leg, Mark and Blaine gets it, and all of us send it all to them, and so of course they get it from everybody. So our frustrations, trust me, is multiplied up there many times, just like, your frustrations is multiplied to me. Okay, if you hear that noise, those tones, that's my Skype going off. Ash Sahib is trying to contact me right now. So, guys, I'm going to ignore that call while I'm on the phone with you. But I wanted to share these things with you because you deserve to know you're in this with us. Your pain is our pain. It really is. You know, it really is. And I don't know how else to get you to understand that we truly are in this with you. It's not big us, little you. It's all of us in it. It's all of us in it together, which is the way it should be. And so I just want to try to clear that up and make sure you understand. Guys, also I want you to know that to us, it's not all about the wealth that we will all receive. You know, we know that what happens to our families is of utmost importance, right? We know that we want to provide and we want to have the most we can have, the best we have for our families. And so it's important. I'm not saying it's not. But what we're doing in terms of creating that $1 billion could be a lifesaver for our own families a year from now, 2 years from now. The things I say when I'm on these calls, I'm not just pitching a pitch. I'm really talking and I'm speaking from my heart. That's what it's really about for me. And as we help or provide this gift, we never know when we'll need the gift for our own families. And so to me, that's what makes this the most important thing. And yes, as we grow and build, we will receive funding for our projects. And that part is important for us too. But we never need to lose sight of what the most important thing is. Okay? So that being said, guys, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to answer any questions that you might have if you have questions. And then we'll call it a day on this call. I have now 10:40. Which means that we started this call at 10:01, and so we had our overview, and our overview went for about 25 minutes, and so we went from about 10:25 to 10:40. So, any questions out there? Anything that you need to be cleared up on?
There's nothing out there.
Okay. Any comments from anyone?
Hi, Fred.
Hello. Who am I speaking with, please?
This is Sharon from New Jersey.
Hey, Sharon. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I ended up being late on the call, but I jumped on it anyway.
Okay. So what can I do for you?
I had a question for you. This come in from somebody that I knew that wants to just straight up donate. But anyway, here it is. Let me read it off of my phone. All right, so here's a question. Who decides where the funds for the $1 billion will be allocated to?
Okay, so thank you for that question. Guys, a lot of your questions will be answered when the website is finally up, but there is a committee that Ash Sahib is putting together. It's a board that will make those choices. This board will lay the guidelines, and they will make those choices. I can tell you that initially, the initial board will include 3 of the global directors. They will include Chris Gross, and Chris Gross is the CEO of Networking Times magazine. They will also include that group will also include what's her name? I can't think of her name right now, but it's actually, I think it's Josephine Gross, who is the publisher. You know what? I don't want to give her a title because I don't really know her exact title, but she is also involved with Networking Times. So it'll be the 2 of them, 3 of your global directors, and then we will have people from different other countries. You know, we want to try to have at least one person from about 3 other countries, 3 to 4 other countries, that will start the initial board. And then what will happen is, let's say that you decide you know of a family, a person, or organization, somebody that needs funding. You will fill out a form and send it to that board. That board will deliberate on that and then allocate funds to initially those organizations are people who need it the most. For instance, if they're weighing between there's a family in the Philippines who's got a child that needs open heart surgery or something, whatever the case might be, and that's a matter of life and death. And then you got an organization that works to maybe help provide counseling for people who are trying to have job skills. And let's say that at that present time we only have $50,000 in the budget to give. Then they have to make a call on whether they give a certain amount to each of those organizations, or whether, if that life-saving surgery is $50,000, whether they give the whole thing to this family to get the child the surgery they need. So there's a board that's going to be in place to make those choices, so that we can control that as a company. But everybody will have an opportunity to send in whatever charity or whatever situation they want to send in. And it will be looked at, because, of course, with $1 billion, see, $1 billion, guys, we say $1 billion, that's in the first 24 months. We expect this program to be around many years to come, so we're going to add to that. After the first 24 months, we'll be adding to that every month of every year we're in place. We don't expect to ever stop giving. And so if someone doesn't get funded today, they could get funded a month from now. All right, so I covered a lot more, I think, than you asked, but I wanted to cover those things so that everybody will have a clearer picture.
Great. Thank you, Fred.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else, guys?
There's still nothing in the chat. There's still nothing in the chat, so.
Okay.
No
All right.
there.
All right. Anyone else would comment or question? If not, did someone say something?
No.
Okay. Well, if not, Robin, we're going to turn it back over to you, and we can close it out. Just wishing everybody a great Saturday, and we are going to have a corporate director's call at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So please be on it and bring people to hear about what we're doing, guys. Bring people to understand what we're going to be doing. Oh, one thing I want to say. This is very important. You guys know where our hearts are, and we are consistent in our message in terms of Ash and Ricky and myself. You know where our hearts are. We fully expect, because it always happens, copycatters to come along and to duplicate what we've done. And here's what I challenge you to do. When you look at some of the copycatters out there, look to see where their hearts really are. Really, when you look at copycatters, look to see, are they talking about how wealthy you're going to get by being a part of their program? How much money you're going to make by being a part of their program? Or are they truly, or can you really look at what they're doing and really see that their hearts is in this to help people with what I personally am going to make as a byproduct of my helping people? And then you make a decision as to what you want to do. But see, guys, I got to tell you, it's not always about all the money we're going to make. And this, see, what we're doing with crowdfunding, if you do it right, you're going to be happy you did, because your projects that you fund for your own family, you're going to get what you need to get financially from it. But it's about helping other people. It really is. And one thing I tell you, that this is the first phase. This is just the first phase of a program that is going to blow your mind when all of the phases are made available to you. And it's going to come. It's going to come in time. But there's 5 phases that's going to go on with this thing that's going to blow your minds as each phase opens up. Right now, we're in the foundational phase, the first phase of What's Up Crowdfunding. And we're going to make sure that that first phase is off the ground and running properly, because that first phase, literally, for many of you, if you do it right, that first phase, for those people who stick with us, who see this thing through in each and every phase of what we do, that first phase is going to literally create billionaires. I didn't say millionaires. That first phase is going to start a program through all 5 phases that's going to literally create billionaires. Now, I'm not going to go into any detail about anything, but I will tell you that you guys have no idea. And sometimes people wonder, well, why Fred can't sleep? I literally had to take sleeping medication last night. So much so that I got on this phone this morning and I was really dragging because I still feel the effects of the medication. When I get off the phone, I'm going back and lay down. But see, this first phase, when you look at it and you see how magnificent it is, right? And it really is magnificent. But it's laying the groundwork for the other 4. The other 4 are going to literally blow your mind because they are much bigger and they're much better than even this. I want you guys to know that what we're doing, even though the first phase is what it is, and we are putting it out there the way we're putting it out there, but it's just the start. Much, much greater things are coming. You guys are going to be so happy that you got connected with waszupp crowdfunding as we move from phase to phase. You'll understand why I can't sleep and why I'm always talking to people. I'm answering phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning from somebody in some other part of the world. We're putting together something that's going to blow people's minds. It's going to change the world. It really is. I'm excited. I'm sorry. Guys, I can tend to go on a little bit. My apologies. If there are no more questions, Robin, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and we're going to close it out for the morning.
Okay, there are no more questions. So with that being said, we would like to thank each and every one of you for being with us and staying on with us today. And on behalf of the CEO, Ash Sahib, and our global directors, Fred Bender, and our awesome other director, Ricky Howe, we hope that each and every one of you enjoy the rest of your day. And make sure that you come back with us at 2 p.m. for Eastern Time for the Global Directors Call. Have an awesome morning or afternoon or evening wherever you're calling from, and we'll see you back shortly. And I'm going to unmute everyone so they can say goodbye.
Unmuted.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. See you later, Diana and Lorraine and Marshall. Guys, have a great day out there, Ricky and Thalia.
Bye.
I hope I pronounced your name. Hello. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. I saw the show Lithuania.
I'm sorry, say again?
From Lithuania, Europe.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is this Thalia?
Yeah.
Did I pronounce your name right or am I way off?
Oh, sorry, don't understand.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Glad to have you on the call from Lithuania. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
You have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. From Lithuania. Wow. Long ways away. I can't drive my car to Lithuania, I'll tell you that.
Goodbye, Maribel.
All right, guys. I'm out of here. Let me Skype Ash back. Guys, have a phenomenal